and welcome back! Today we're doing puzzle number 91 in the Fiendish Logic Puzzle book from Puzzle Baron and Stephen P. Ryder. This one is called Dinosaur Fossils. We have 7 different dinosaurs from 7 different ages, from 7 different countries that were purchased by someone named Mitch for 7 different prices, increments of $250. Alright. I'm going on vacation this weekend, so I'd like to get this done. Not that it really matters, because I'm months ahead in advance filming these, but I would just like to, because I like making these videos for you guys. It's a labor of love. Number 1, the Arcodon fossil costs more than the one that is 69 million years old. So Arcodon is not 69 million years old. That's the youngest, by the way. And it also costs more. So it can't be the least, and the $69,000 one can't be the most. Number 2, Rhodosaurus is either the 75 million year old specimen or the one found in Chile. So we don't know enough to figure out anything about the Rhodosaurus at this point, but we do know that Chile can't be the 75 million year old specimen. Number 3, the fossil discovered in Russia costs more than the one that is 85 million years old. You get the idea. It's pretty similar to the first one. So, number 4. Excuse me for pausing. I'm just wondering if any of these are real dinosaurs. I don't think so. The Verosaurus fossil is either 72 million years old or the one discovered in New Zealand. I don't even need to say it. But we do have more about that New Zealand fossil because, and the Arcodon. Of the Arcodon fossil and the fossil selling for $1,000, one was found in New Zealand, the other is 85 million years old. Let's see. So that's a lot of things that we've already talked about, because we have the 85 million years old, the Arcodon, and the New Zealand. Okay, first things first. Arcodon can't be $1,000. New Zealand can't be 85 million years old. Okay. So New Zealand. Okay, so Verosaurus is either 72 million or New Zealand, and New Zealand has to be Arcodon, in which case it could be the Verosaurus, or the 1,000. So the Verosaurus is either 72 million or it's $1,000. Keep up. But you know what? Let's jump ahead just for the fun of it. Number 8, 1,000 is also here, where the $1,000 fossil is either 90 million years old or the Verosaurus. All right, so let's make a tree. Verosaurus. The Verosaurus is either 72 million years old or New Zealand. New Zealand is either Arcodon, in which case it couldn't be the Vera, or it's selling for 1,000. And the $1,000 fossil is either 900 million or the Verosaurus. All right, and let me just double check my logic. So Verosaurus has to be 72 or New Zealand. If it's New Zealand, it's either, well, if it's New Zealand, it would have to be 1,000. For the 1,000, it would have to be Verosaurus. Oh. So I don't think that this guarantees yet that the Verosaurus is definitely the 1,000, but it looks pretty promising to me, so we'll keep an eye on that. And looking forward, we're finishing up that number 8 clue that we jumped ahead to get to. The $1,000 fossil is not from Dominica. And the Virosaurus is not 90 million years old. Okay. And it's not the best clue that we skipped, because this is a list clue. All right. And the Virosaurus is one of them. You know what? I really wish I should start over after that kind of mistake. But I already wrote out the tree, so you would all know the trick. Anyway, the 7 fossils are the one discovered in Chile, the Gigasaurus, the Archodon, the 2 selling for $750 and $1,500, the 90-year-old fossil, and the Virosaurus. Okay, so right off the bat, okay. None of these can be $750 or $1,500. None of these can be from Chile. None of these can be 90 million. Good. Okay, okay, no, I'll go in order, even though there is something I'd love to say about that. Number 8 clue again. Number 7, the 85 million year old fossil is either Bangladesh or the one selling for $1,250. So Bangladesh. Okay. Also, 69 million. That's still good. Okay. Of the $1,000 fossil and the one discovered in Dominica, one is 90 million, the other is the Virosaurus. Now, both 90 million and Virosaurus are on the list for clue number 7. So this tells us that the $1,000 fossil and the one discovered in Dominica can't be anything else on the list. So, for example, the one in Dominica, in addition to not being able to be 1,000, can't be 750 or 1,500, because it's either going to be 90 million, which can't be either of those two values, or it's going to be Virosaurus, and you get the idea. So it also, Dominica also couldn't be Archodon or Gigasaurus. And same for the $1,000 one, so that's going to be Virosaurus or Dominica, so it can't be the Gigasaurus. It already couldn't be the Archodon. Okay. Good. Oh, couldn't be Chile. 1,000 has to be Dominica or Virosaurus. Okay. You got all that? Okay. Number 9. Of the 78 million year old fossil and the Mirosaurus. One is listed for 750, the other was found in Bangladesh. What else do we know about Bangladesh? Oh, the 85 million, okay. All right, so speaking of that $78 million 78 million year old fossil, the 72 million year old fossil cost a whopping $1,250 more than the 78 million year old specimen. Okay. So let's see. 72 million cost $1,200 more than the 78. So the 78 is the very cheapest. The least that the 72 million can cost is $1,250 more than that. That's like about 5 increments, right? So, yep, that would take us all the way to 1750, and what was it, 87, right? 78, pardon. Okay. So the 78 million is either 750, which seems pretty likely, or if it's the 500, it could be Bangladesh. Number 11. Of the least expensive fossil and the specimens discovered in Kyrgyzstan. One is the Cenosaurus. The other is 87 million years old. And finally, the 75 million year old fossil is either the Verosaurus or the Mirasaurus. Two in the same category. We love to see that. Lovely. Okay. Let's clean up the board a bit. So, 78. Okay. All right. Well, I really should clean up the board more, but by doing that, I would have to look at, well, we'll just jump right back into it, because clue number 2, Rhodosaurus is either the 75 million year old specimen or the one found in Chile. The 75 million year old fossil has to be the Verosaurus or the Mirasaurus, not the Rhodosaurus. So that means the Rhodosaurus is the one from Chile, which means it's on the list. Okay. This one on the list. You know anything else with the Rhodosaurus or Chile? Okay. Russia costs more than the one that is 85 million years old. Still good. The Verosaurus fossil is either the one that is 72 million years old or the one discovered in New Zealand. So if it was 75 million, it would have to be New Zealand, right? Can New Zealand be 75 million? So far, I don't see why not. Okay. How about this? I know how we can reduce the options for New Zealand, though. New Zealand, and also the 85 million, but we'll get to that, must be either $1,000 or any price the Archidon can fetch. So, New Zealand, right? Archidon can't be 500, can't be 750, could be. New Zealand could be 1,000, but not 1,500. And the same goes for the 85. Lovely. Okay. Speaking of, that 85 million year old fossil is either Bangladesh or 1250. Interesting. Okay. Of the 78 million year old fossil in the Mirasaurus, one is listed for 750, the other was found in Bangladesh. So the Mirasaurus can only be 750, or any price Bangladesh could fetch. So not much, but that's something. Just cleaning up the board here. Of the least expensive fossil, 500, and this one in Kazakhstan. One is Cenosaurus, the other is 85 million years old. 87 million years old, pardon. So 87 has to either be... No help there. How about 87 has to be the Kazakhstan, or any country that could be that could have the least expensive fossil. So not New Zealand, not Russia. Same for the Dinosaurs. Has to be Kazakhstan, or any country that could be the least expensive, so not New Zealand or Russia. Right? And the 75 million fossil is either the Verosaurus or the Mirasaurus. Okay, now I'm going to clean up the board more thoroughly. Starting at close to the top. Russia, the fossil from Russia costs more than 85 million, so we can increase that. That only leaves Kazakhstan and Serbia for the 7,500. Do we know anything else with the 750, I mean? Oh, how about that? If we look at clue number 9, the Mirasaurus, also the 78 million year old fossil, but we'll start with Mirasaurus, has to either be Bangladesh or any country that could be 750, which is pretty limited, so. Dominica. No New Zealand. No Russia. And I did that for the Gigasaurus, of course I did. Sorry. Wait. Can Gigasaurus be Dominica? No, it can't. So Mirasaurus now can't be Dominica. Bangladesh. There it is, better. Right? Good. Mirasaurus. And then the 78 million year old fossil is the same. Not Chile. Dominica. Not Russia. Let's look at Bangladesh more. Okay, 85 million is either Bangladesh or 1250. But Bangladesh, so if Bangladesh was the 85 million year old fossil, it would have to be the Mirasaurus. Can the Mirasaurus be 85 million years old? Well, Russia has to cost more than 85 million. Okay. Okay, Virosaurus is either 72 million or New Zealand, so anywhere where they don't line up can get crossed out. Can't be either of them, including here, but we already got that. The Virosaurus can't be the least expensive. Okay, looking at number 9, the Archodon cannot be from Bangladesh because it can't be 78 million, and it obviously couldn't be Mirasaurus. Also, I looked at the top here. The dinosaur fossil collector in the premise is selling these online. That's what the price is. It's not how much he paid for it. Okay. Let's see. Dinosaurus. Let's clean up the board. Yeah, obviously. Let's see. Also can't be 78 million. All right, that's another one. So what was it? Oh no, we already know it's in Chile. Well, okay, how about, no, that's not helpful. Hmm. 750 is on the list. We could prove Gigasaurus can't be 500, that would be helpful. Let's see. The least expensive fossil. All right, let's try this. The Archodon, also the $1,000 one, but we'll start with Archodon, has to either be 85 million years old or any age that New Zealand can be. So, let's see, 69 is out, but, okay, New Zealand can't be 72. Good. And then 85 is the one, but New Zealand can't be 87. All right, let me check my logic. So, Archodon has to either be 85 million or any age that New Zealand can be. Okay, Archodon can't be 69. 72 can't be New Zealand. Archodon can't be 75, because it just doesn't, because why not? Oh, because this one at the bottom here, number 12, has to be Virosaurus or Mirosaurus. Okay, 78. New Zealand can't be 78, also not Archodon, doesn't line up, that should have been crossed out before. 85 is the one that we're talking about. Here, 85 million. Then 87 million. That can't be New Zealand because it has to be either the least expensive or K-Stan. So it can't be New Zealand. And then 90 million can't be Archodon. Yep, so Archodon must be 85 million years old. Good. And let's see, Archodon is 85 million. That means New Zealand is selling for 1,000. There we go. Lovely. $85, yes. All right, 85 million. Okay, so we don't know that much about 85 million. That was because of the Bangladesh thing. All right, 85. Can't be. Okay, so Archidon couldn't be Bangladesh, Chile, or Dominica. And 85 can't be New Zealand or Russia. So now we know that Archidon is Kyrgyzstan or Serbia, which really doesn't help us much at all because Serbia could be almost anything. But it's still a great progress. All right, and the 1,001 is in New Zealand. All right. So, of the $1,000 puzzle and the one discovered in New Dominica, we now have two in the same category. Because so the 1,000 is either. Oh wait, yeah. So the 90 million, I mean, is either Dominica or New Zealand. And so is the Virosaurus. Good. Right, the Virosaurus. Could be the one from New Zealand. In fact, this clue encourages it. Okay. Interesting. Okay, we'll just keep that in mind. This is interesting. It looks like 750 can only be Kyrgyzstan or Serbia, but it can't be Archidon, which can also only be Kyrgyzstan or Serbia. So, okay, so those two slots are taken, but they're taken by values in different categories. So, how about this? Any price that couldn't be, any price. So Kyrgyzstan and Serbia must be 750 or any price that Archidon can be. So they can't be 500. They can't be 1,500. Okay. And they can't be 2,000. Because one of them is going to be here. The other one's going to be Archidon, wherever it is. Okay. All right, now Serbia can no longer be the least expensive fossil, so it can't be the Cenosaurus. Or the 87 million year old. Russia costs more than 85 million. So we bump that up more. Virosaurus is either 72 million, which is here, or New Zealand, which is here. Oh, so we can narrow that down. There. Let's take a minute to clean up the board a bit. No. All right. Okay, I didn't make much process cleaning up the board, so I guess we'll start at the top. Okay, Archidon costs more than 69 million. Oh, well, we could do this. That's something. Russia costs more than 85 million. Oh no, I was looking at Serbia. No, we're good there. Dinosaur is either 72 million or New Zealand. If it's New Zealand, it's 1,000. And it would, here. Otherwise it would be Dominica, and it would have to be 72 million. I think that it's probably that the Verosaurus is the New Zealand fossil, but I need proof if I'm going to put it in a logic-based puzzle. Now let's look at the list. Okay, so we have the one from Chile, which is the Rhodosaurus. Let's look at that a little. The 90-million-year-old fossil, let's see. Okay, how about this? The Cenosaurus has to be either the least expensive fossil or any price that the K-Stan fossil could fetch, so... No. I'm looking at the right one, right? Cenosaurus? There we go. No, almost. Same for the 87 million. Okay, that means this can't be New Zealand. We already had that. Good, good. Oh, wait. Okay, the $85 million fossil is either Bangladesh or 1250. So that's 1250 here. So if it was, the other option is 750, 1,750. If it was here, then Bangladesh would have to be the Mirasaurus, which is impossible. Okay, so I'm thinking, okay, I think we need a tree. I'll do it in orange this time. Okay. Okay, so 85 million is Archidon. And it must be either Bangladesh or 1250. Now Bangladesh has to be 78 million, not an option, or Mirasaurus, also not an option. It has to be Archidon or 85 million. Well, both. There. So it's 1250. It's not Bangladesh. Oh. I made a whole tree, and I could have just noticed that the $85 million year old fossil has to be these two. It can't be Bangladesh because it's Archidon. Right? Yes. So it can't be Bangladesh. There we go. So we got it. We also have this, right? Good. And what was that one about? Yes. So Cenosaurus has to either be K-Stan or the least expensive. Here, not possible. Yeah. All right, but we can do better than that because K-Stan, and I truly apologize to if this is a real country, has to be Cenosaurus or 87, and the Archidon is neither of those things. It's 85 and Archidon, so it must be Serbia. So we get our Serbia and our K-Stan. And that's a complete set, isn't it? So 1250 is the Archidon. That is 85 million years old from Serbia. And it is on the list because Archidon is on the list. Right? Yes. So I'll make a note of all of that. Okay, so 87 million years old has to be the least expensive, or K-Stan, which is the second least expensive. Right? Same for the Cenosaurus, but we already have that. Now we have two ages that can only be 500 or 750, so no one else can take those prices. Pardon, wrong one. Take those prices. Also, Cenosaurus has to be one of the two, and it can't be 87, right? So I'm going to go out on a limb and say that Cenosaurus is 78 million years old. That gives us our 75 is Verosaurus. And Verosaurus has to either be 72 or discovered in New Zealand. Well, 75 is not 72, so it's New Zealand, which is here, 1,000. And we have another full set. Okay. So at $1,000, we have the Verosaurus, which is 75 million years old, from New Zealand. That gives us our 69 million years old there, so that's on the list. Okay, so this one is the Verosaurus. That means Dominica is 90 million years old. Oh, or I could have looked at the chart, looked at the board. Well, that means it's on the list, of course. Archodon costs more than 69 million? Oh no. That's weird. All right. Let's try and salvage this. Oh, well, that can stay, actually. So it has to be more than 69 million, so this would be out. I probably just accidentally crossed out one of these when it shouldn't have been. So that's good. In fact, all of this should be good. $87. What about the 87? Okay, so that means Archodon can't be 1250, right? Because What was my logic there? It couldn't be Bangladesh because Bangladesh has to be... Huh. Why did 75 million get the 1,000 slot? How about that? Okay, so here's the problem if it wasn't clear. 69 million years old is supposed to cost less than the Archidon, but the only one that I had checked off that cost more. Now, and the reason why I had crossed out so many of these is because we had 78 and 87 that could only be here. So by that logic, then the 69 million would be 1,000, right? And that would make it New Zealand. So why is it 75 is 1,000? You know what? I'm just going to fix the board up a bit with what we just learned. And if it turns out I'm dead wrong, I simply won't post the video. You'll never see it. So, Mirrorsaurus wouldn't be there then. Or would it? I guess. We'll try this. Because why? Okay, we'll do it that way. Let's say it says 69 mil. We'll try it. We'll try it this way. And 75. Well, that would mean 75 is the Mirrorsaurus, actually. Which would mean the Paleodontus is 90 million. Oh yeah, so New Zealand should be here now. That would mean we open up this. Okay, so Cenosaurus can't be Dominica. It doesn't line up anymore. Because, and let me double check the logic. Dominica. Yeah, because Dominica is still 9D. There we go. Yeah, okay, that works actually. Oh yeah, 72 was the... Okay, so that can stay. In fact, so that would give us 75 here. There we go. Okay. Mirasaurus. So this has to be Bangladesh. There we go. So 72 would be Russia. And that makes sense. Okay, so 1500 is now Mirasaurus. $75 million. And Bangladesh. That would mean the 78 million is 750, and that would mean the 72 million cost 1,250 more. That gives us our 90 million, which is Dominica. And that should be all the prices. So of the least expensive, one is 87, and that would mean Cenosaurus is the K-Stan. And that should line up because, where's the 750? 750 has to be the 78 million year old. And it is. Okay. So Russia would go here, and that would be 72 million here. Okay. Very cautious. That's 87 for Rhodosaurus, which is Chile. All right. Okay, cautiously. Let's go through this. If this is right, it probably is because we just did the board pretty seamlessly. So let's try. Okay, so Rhodosaurus for 500. We 87 million from Chile. 750 is Cenosaurus. 78 million from K-Stan. Virosaurus is 69 million from New Zealand. 1250 is Archodon. 85 from Serbia. 1500 is Mirasaurus. 75 from Dominica. No, from Bangladesh, pardon me. 1750 is Pilodontus. 90 million from Dominica. And the most expensive is the Gigasaurus. 72 million from Russia. Okay, let's check in the back of the book. Alright. So I see Rhodosaurus, Cetosaurus, Virosaurus, Archodon, Mirasaurus, Pilodontus, and Gigasaurus. 87, 78, 69, good. 85, 76, 90, 72. Chile, K-Stan, New Zealand, Serbia, Bangladesh, Dominica, Russia. Somehow we got it. You know, a little peek behind the curtain. This is, I plan to release this in June, but I'm actually filming this on Thanksgiving, and I'm thankful for the puzzling ability that allowed me to save this video.